Hello everybody and welcome. Today we're going to talk about why I bought these reproduction cards for my Analogue Pocket and why I think when you're getting the Analogue Pocket it's a bit more safer to use reproduction cards. So I made a little video here, you can see as well which specifically the cards I got. Mostly was the ones that I had as a kid, except Metroid. Unfortunately, Metroid ones they got lost in mail, and I have to get them again. So the thing about this for me is getting the production cards. There is a lot of myths going on the internet that suddenly your device gonna get bricked or whatever, and other stuff like they're losing saves, they don't save. Maybe really bad reproductions in the past, but these ones that I have had here, all of them play fantastically. And I love even getting translation ROMs or having because sometimes we never got those cards, or even ROM hacks. I really loved having the liquid for the GBA. It was pretty cool thing to own. And the thing is, obviously, all these cards that I have in there, they are not even at the cost of one real cartridge that you will have to buy. And the reason I did this was because I really liked, even as a kid, to have to switch cartridges. And it was something that was just really cool and resonating with me. So I thought that this would be something that maybe some others would want to have some information on. There are some advantages here on the Analogue Pocket in regards to having reproduction cartridges, because outside of very specific ones that are like Pokemon ones that they have inside the soldered battery and you will have to replace it and stuff like that, outside of those specific cartridges, everything else should be completely fine, even if it's reproduction, because with the Analogue Pocket we have the save states. And if you have the save state, even if you if the card itself stops saving, you will still be able to save with the save state, because that is external thing that is not based on the cartridge by itself. So you will have no fear to get something like this and have a small collection for the fraction that you will get with the fear mongering of the community that does usually about cartridges that are not genuine and stuff like that. Generally, I have played most of these games forever that I have got here, and none of them has even one fault. None of them has malfunction or anything like that. The reviews on the websites as well are stellar, so I'm not sure why people always have this weird eyeing, side eye to those kind of things. Reproductions are way better than trying to get some guy's sweaty old card that barely plays, and you're gonna pay a lot for that card these days, especially if it's a popular game from your childhood. That definitely going to be the case. So why would you go through that? I understand for a specifically genuine collecting, that is very different thing, but from practicality thing, and with so many shops nowadays even trying to sell you these reproduction cards that cost $5, for genuine ones that cost 100, you might as well get the reproductions from AliExpress yourself if you are interested in that and you don't want to spend a fortune or be afraid for losing your save, because definitely with the Analogue Pocket you won't have really any issue. And even if something happens to the cartridge, you can take that save state file, convert it later, and put it, if you want to load it, from OpenFPGA. So that is cool even if you have legitimate expensive cartridges. For example, something like the Fire Emblem one is very expensive. You have it genuine if you care about such things like resale value and stuff like this. So even if you have like very expensive ones, the Analogue Pocket helps a lot. That you can lay, for example, leave it off, have it somewhere like safe that you have the genuine, and you can get the reproduction and continue your save from there. As long as you get the same ROM, as long as you get everything the same, you won't have any problem loading your save state or your save data. So you will be completely fine. And even though I have, like many will just argue, why not just get an Easy Flash? The problem with that is, first, on the Analogue Pocket doesn't really play that well, but even if it did, it's not the same as having the cartridge. And the save states are kind of like a solution to a problem. Ideally, you would want to hold the save in the cartridge, but because it's so cheap, you don't really have to think too bad about it. Like if you lose the save, you still have the save state. So it's not too bad or too terrible. That is pretty much the video that I wanted to make. It was a short one. If you thought about getting reproduction cards for your Analogue Pocket, you shouldn't hold back. Just try to find ones with good reviews on AliExpress, and yeah, pretty much you're gonna be guaranteed. There are specific places that are the ones that you getting them, and they sell a lot. So usually those are the trusted ones. If you go to anywhere else, I cannot guarantee you anything, but from my experience that I got it from like 5 different shops that were all very highly regarded, I had 0 issues. Some were a little bit, had like a little bit left of debris of printing, but it was not a huge deal. You literally just you swapped it a little bit out and it was fine. And for $5, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's pretty cheap. So the only thing that I will say is probably don't get something like the Pokemon Crystal. That this one definitely is not gonna have the time and everything like this. I can see it already. It's even like half the portion of the PCB. It doesn't even have the full PCB. So definitely for something like specifically the Crystal, you will have to get a good quality reproduction that probably you can still do it from AliExpress. I have seen that they have like a really good quality productions, but they're more expensive, so maybe like $30 or something. But everything else, $5 a pop, completely fine, have 0 problems. Even some with the Pokemon ones had 0 issues with trading. So there is that. Hope everyone has a great day. See you next time.